Hello there, Badger Braves, and welcome to the winter sports parent meeting for 2021 and 2022. Another basketball season is upon us. We're wrapped up fall sports this week, so looking forward to getting started with winter sports. Can't believe we're already there. As always, this meeting just gives us an opportunity as an athletic department to relay all the parents pertinent information, both from the Ohio High School Athletic Association as well as information that is specifically Badger related. So as always, we're on the third or fourth year of using Final Forms now, and it's very important that everybody has access to Final Forms. All of your student athletes are signed up on the proper team. So whether it's middle school basketball, high school basketball, middle school cheerleading, or high school cheerleading, make sure you're signed up on the proper team. That way your coaches, as well as myself, are able to go on there and monitor to make sure that physicals are uploaded, all of your signatures that you're required to complete on there are signed, and then that'll allow your student athlete to be eligible to participate in athletics. So by November 5th, which is next Friday, everything has to be done on Final Forms. Your physical has to be uploaded. You have to view this video and sign off that you watched it, and then assign all the other different forms that are on there that are athletic related. If you played a fall sport or your son or daughter played a fall sport, you can disregard. You can cancel this video out right now, exit out. You already completed this in the fall. Okay, so you only have to do this once per year. The only thing that might need to be updated will be a physical if it did happen to expire in between fall and winter. If you do need a physical, Dr. Hunkus in Kinsman, he is always willing to give Badger student athletes a physical at his office. He charges, I think, $20 cash, sometimes depending on your insurance situation or the timing of it or just the convenience of going up the street. That option's always available. If you have more questions about that, feel free to give me a call at the athletic office, and I'll be able to walk you through that a little bit more and get you in contact with him. Other than that, when you do get your child's physical, if you need to get one, you upload it on Final Forms. I'll be able to look at it, and I'll change the date on there, and it'll reflect the new date, and make sure that it says that it clears your athlete to participate. Picture day will be November 10th. That is not next Wednesday, but the following. And I have the picture forms in my office. I'll make sure I distribute that to the coaches here either later this week or next week. So expect a picture form to be coming home. Also expect your coaches to relay the picture schedule to your son or daughter so you know when to have them here or when they need to be here if they drive themselves for picture day, which is again on Wednesday, November 10th. So in the packet with the OHSAA that is attached to this video, you can look through that. The biggest piece to that, and there's also a form to sign off on Final Forms in regards to eligibility. Report cards will be coming home on Friday, November 5th for the first 9 weeks. And all eligibility requirements are put back in place this year. Last year with COVID, there were a lot of ones that were suspended or disregarded for the school year. Everything now is back in place. So on the report cards that come home next Friday, your son or daughter has to be passing 5 classes. They have to have a minimum of a 1.25 grade point average, and they cannot carry 2 Fs on that report card. If any of those are violated, they unfortunately will not be able to participate in games for the next 9 weeks. So I've been reminding the coaches to remind the student athletes, feel free to remind your children to get any work in that might be missing, just to make sure everybody's eligible here at the start of basketball season. If there's any questions on eligibility, please reach out. I'll be able to help you out. Sometimes we get questions on college classes. Students aren't quite sure how those college credits transfer over to high school classes and how it may or may not affect their eligibility and their current standing. If there are any questions athletic related, basketball or cheerleading related throughout the season, any questions or concerns, we please ask that your first point of contact be your son or daughter's coach. If you don't know who your son or daughter's coach is, they have all been already reaching out to you, but just for those of you who may not know, Coach Upshire and myself are still coaching the high school boys. We have a new middle school boys basketball staff, Coach Carr, who has been coaching with the high school boys the last few years. He coached girls here for many years. Everybody should know who Coach Carr is. And Coach Dave Smith will be coaching with Coach Carr at the middle school boys level. On the girls' side, Coach Turnage and Coach Yanucci are still handling the high school responsibilities. Lauren Hamilton is actually a new middle school girls coach for this year, and she'll be coaching along with Coach Molinado, who many of you know from last year, who coached our middle school girls last year. Cheerleading-wise, Coach Shreves and Coach Marion will be coaching the high school and middle school cheerleading, respectively. So if there are any questions, please reach out to your son or daughter's coach, and they'll be able to help you out 9 times out of 10 because they're the ones in the trenches with your son or daughter's specific program, scheduling practices, making the decisions for that individual team. If for some reason you don't get the answer maybe you were looking for from your son or daughter's coach, or you still have more questions that your coach isn't able to answer, at that point you can reach out to myself, as the athletic director. And at that point, if I am still not able to give you all the information that you were looking for, then at that point you can go to the building principal of whatever level it is. If it's a middle school situation, go to Mr. Hamilton. If it's a high school situation, you go to Mr. Kachemba. But again, 9 times out of 10, your coach, your son or daughter's coach, is fully capable of answering any questions or concerns that you might have. Schedules are all posted on the Badger Braves website. You go to the athletics page and every team is on there. That is linked directly with my schedule that I use. So all the games, the locations, the times, everything is up to date on there. When there are changes, not only will your coach let you know in a timely manner, but it will also be reflected on the school website. COVID this year, we obviously are still dealing with COVID-19. Unfortunately, a year and a half later, there are not as many restrictions this year when it comes to fans. So there's no limit on fans. As many people that want to come to the game are allowed to come to the game. We will still be streaming games, and we'll get more information about the streaming service. We're going to change that up a little bit here in the winter, and we're going to be partnering with a company called YSN that some of you may be familiar with, and we're going to be streaming all our games on there. So that option will be there, but there is no restriction on fans coming to games. As of now, we do have a mask mandate for indoors at Badger on our school property. So all players that aren't playing, all coaches, and all fans must have a mask on. Every school is going to be different. We'll make sure we let you know what the situation is, your coaches at each individual school. But just to be safe, I would bring a mask to every game because, this changes a lot from school to school, and just to be prepared, make sure you have a mask on you. If any changes do happen with masks, we'll let you know in a timely manner. But as of now, we do have a mask mandate at our school for all home games. The bus trips also, all students and coaches will have to have a mask on when they're riding to and from the game. Concession stands. We are also operating concession stands again this year. It was something we did not do last year, so we're excited to have that back. Jessica Donaldson is now our booster president for the second time. She was our president a few years ago, stepped down, and now she is back involved, and we're excited to have her. This money that we raise at games from the concession stands goes directly to our student athletes. It benefits them, the individual teams, buying them extra gear, shirts, whatever it is that the coach might want to get for their kids. It's definitely something that benefits the kids directly. The money does not go to the school, doesn't go to the coaches, it goes to the kids. So it's very important that when the coaches reach out to you to schedule to schedule a couple of sessions to work in the concession stand during a game, you do so. Unfortunately, it always seems like it's the same couple families that might be in there more than others. So please make sure everyone's doing their part and helping out our student athletes and raising some extra funds for them. So the coaches will be getting out a concession stand scheduling list for you to sign up on. Other than that, that is all I have. Again, November 5th, final forms, physical, everything has to be done. We'll be reminding you, picture day, November 10th. If you have any other questions about basketball or cheerleading at this point, please reach out to your son or daughter's coach. I look forward to seeing everybody here at the games in about a month. Have a good weekend.